Hello loves and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that's really serious. But before we get into those topics, I just want to remind you guys that I'm currently having a sale on all of my services: tarot, past life, astrology, meditation, Reiki, all of the things. You can take 50% off all of my services with the code "This is Halloween" in all caps. And that ends at the end of the month, so definitely take advantage of it. Also, the workshop for this month is all about empowering your crown, which is going to focus on taking care of your head, hair rituals, and such. Is going to be really amazing. So definitely make sure you get your tickets down below. And we're going to go ahead and dive into this topic. Oh, before I start, I did just post a new podcast episode for Between Ascension, which is all about enemies and predators, which I feel like lines up with the topic that we're going to be talking about today, because y'all, the US Gov is trying it. It's trying it. Okay, so currently within the herbalist community, a lot of us are a little bit freaked out by the Senate bill s4090 that is supposed to be voted on and passed in the Senate at the end of this month, which is basically a bill that is meant to regulate the amount of supplements that is in the market right now. And it basically gives the FDA and the government control as to what is being sold, what is being put on shelves. Now, the reason why this has herbalists kind of freaking out right now is because herbs are considered a supplement. Okay, so that specifically directly targets small businesses, herbalist businesses. If they sell tinctures, if they sell different, mixes and herbal medicines for different issues, they would be impacted by this. I want you to think about your, go to, whether you have a vitamin store or a health food store or something like that. That would literally impact a lot of the companies that would sell stuff in those stores, because the government wants to regulate and say, what goes on the shelves. A big part of it is the legal aspect of it. If the government finds that people are, like if they reformulated something and you didn't tell the government, if you added a different flavor to a something that was worked on, whether it be a vitamin or a gummy or whatever it was, and you didn't tell the government, you would have legal issues moving forward with that. The problem with this bill is that, one, it's not really about consumer safety. The government just wants to regulate how much supplements there are and how much different companies, like the market, they want to slim down the market. But this is a problem in so many different ways. When it comes to plant medicine, when it comes to herbs, when it comes to herbalism, when it comes to just nature, a lot of the medicine, like the pharmaceuticals that are, given to patients, given to people who need them, come from plants. They're plant formulations that have fancy titles and fancy names and fancy numbers and fancy kind of things. Yes, there is a validity with pharmaceuticals. There is also a lot of dangers in pharmaceuticals. There's a lot of abuse in pharmaceuticals. There's a lot of harm that has been caused by different government-funded pharmaceutical things that have happened, like historically, like with the opioid crisis. There's different ways that the government has literally completely kind of stepped on its own poop when it comes to dealing with pharmaceuticals and when it comes to dealing with medicine. Now, the reason why this is such a red flag to herbalists is not only because it's going to impact smaller businesses, but it's what happens to those who are, who would make herbal remedies or something for the people in their community. This impacts natives communities. This impacts if you are a small business, if you are someone who sells or vends at different events and stuff like that, who, maybe you learn how to make herbal formulations through your family, or maybe you studied it or whatnot. Now it's the government has to approve, if this bill gets passed, the government has to approve if it gets to sit on the shelf or not. They get to dictate what is available. Now, I understand that the supplement industry is a multi-trillion billion dollar like industry. I understand that. But there's a lot of things that fall under the umbrella of the supplement industry, including plant medicine. So this is this feels like very much like a specific attack towards that community. It is not a secret that millennials have been actively doing their own shit. Like, we've been actively doing our own shit, not following the procedure that the past generation have passed down to us with the same kind of bullshit and routine of what they want us to do. There's a lot of different people who started getting into herbalism, who started connecting back to the planet, who started working on their spirituality and their practice, and who have literally shifted and broken down generational like cycles that have been passed on for such a long time. We know that in the United States has laws, ingredients, pesticides, like things that are banned in other countries, chemicals and things that are banned in other countries that are sold as food in the United States. And the people who mainly get to eat that will be those who are the low income, okay? So not having access, and this is one of the reasons too why we take supplements so much in the United States. Colonization has put us in a position where we don't consume fruits and vegetables, and we don't eat the same way that we would have if we weren't, you know, under colonial rule, right? We're in a space where, because we went through colonization, because we have, you know, other people telling us what we can do, what we can eat, because we are limited in growing stuff, because the government has laws against, you know, having your front yard like have it planted with certain things because they want it to look nice, when the reality is that they don't want you to connect back to nature and your own property. They don't want you to grow fruits and vegetables. They don't want you to do that because it doesn't fall into their agenda of maintaining colonialism. There's a reason why within the United States they passed laws and like they planted male trees, which is called botanical sexism. They planted male trees which literally produce pollen, and is why our allergies are so common in the United States versus other countries in the world. They planted male trees which produce pollen, right? They don't produce fruit, they produce pollen, just because they wanted people to commit to buying food from a grocery store, to have that system of, you don't grow your food, you go to the market, you go to the supermarket. Like, the idea of you growing your own medicine, your own food, is just blasphemous to the US government, and that is dangerous, okay? This bill is just completely dangerous. And I cannot stress enough how I feel like the next step after this, like, I'm not trying to be a whole ass conspiracy theorist. I'm just being honest with y'all. Like, I feel like the next step after this is going to be to ban certain herbal books, or certain herbal education will have some sort of paywall, or you'll have to go to school for it or something like that. Because they want to disconnect people farther and farther away from the planet, from looking at solutions through the earth. Like, oh, like, you know what, food is getting so expensive in the supermarket right now. There's so much stuff is happening in the supermarket right now. Like, it's just so expensive. I kind of want to start growing my own food. They don't want you to put those two and two together. They don't want you to get to that solution, especially if you have space to grow something. They don't want you to get there. So it's really, really, really toxic the way that things are being kind of presented, because this is being presented as, oh, it's just for consumer safety. We're just trying to, you know, bring safety and, you know, not have, you know, dangerous things in supplements and stuff like that. But the bill has nothing to do with safety at all. It's all about like who can have products on the shelf. And so it's like a slim down of different companies that provide access to different herbal medicines, including things that are imported from other countries, like moringa, which is an amazing herb for so many different things medicinally. Like, my God, one of my favorites, one of my go-tos. Very just, oh, look into moringa. There's so many different things that are imported that if we don't have access to them, and we just like, oh, if you go into the supplement store, if you go to GNC or you go to Vitamin Shoppe or whatever, and all you see is vitamin C being sold, that's it. That's all that's allowed to be sold. Vitamin E, vitamin C, like basic things. That is very much a manipulation of plant medicine. It's a manipulation of what people are taking. it is dangerous because there's so many different plants that are so beneficial to so many different illnesses, so many different diseases, so many different issues. And the fact that small businesses would have to go through the government to be able to put stuff in their shop that they already had been selling for such a long time, no bad reviews or anything like that, and now they have to go through the government gets to tell them, oh yeah, you can keep that there or not. Y'all don't see that as a red flag? You're telling me that sounds just fine to you. Do you trust the US government with your medicine, with your food? You know how many times I heard throughout my life in the United States, oh, vitamin C doesn't work, supplements is just like, okay, if they're just trying to make money off you, they just make money, blah, blah, blah. Say what you want about supplements, right? But with the whole vitamin C, right? Oh no, you're not getting the right amount of dosage. It's all bullshit. They're just selling you like sugar pills, whatever, right? COVID happens, the pandemic happens, and literally everybody and their mother is buying vitamin C, right? And I remember my wife when she got COVID, when she was at the hospital, you know what pills they told her to take? They gave her the bottle, vitamin C. Why is it that certain medicines are only valid when they're given to you in the hospital? Like, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. It has nothing to do with that. I'm just being very blunt about what I'm seeing happening. And I see this going very sideways in really bad ways. Okay. Why is certain things only valid when they give it to you at the hospital? Why is it that you have to wait to go to the hospital to receive certain medicines that you could have been taking before? It's called the supplement because we're not in our regular diet consuming the things that we need to consume in order to maintain ourselves, right? There's certain teas, certain herbs. Teas are also considered an herbal supplement. I cannot stress that enough. That means that teas would also have to be regulated. So I cannot stress this enough when I say call your senator, but also please start stocking up on herbal remedy books, on, this is a great time to learn about herbalism. This is a great time to educate yourself. I think that, and let me know in the comments if you want me to focus on this for the next couple of months, but I think I want to do maybe a couple of workshops on like, intro to herbalism 101 and kind of doing maybe some classes or something like that on, different herbal remedies, tinctures, etc. Because y'all, this is not good. The US is already horrible when it comes to taking care of its citizens. Like, the US has known to actively be constantly killing its citizens with the different laws, different things that are passed, different ways companies sneak in like chemicals, and like, for example, the non-stick pans, they're literally never removing cancerous chemicals that go in your body when you're eating it. Like, look into it, look into PFAS. There's a reason I stick to stainless steel and why I stick to glass pots and pans, because I'm not trying to get sick from eating from a non-stick pan. Those toxins don't leave your body. It's really, really, really bad. John Oliver made a whole entire like video on it. I will link it down below. Highly recommend like watching it. Like, there's different ways that they'll sneak in more and more chemicals, more and more toxins. Look at what's happening with the water crisis in the United States right now. Everything is like hush, hush, hush. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. But, and then until it comes out and then they announce, oh, the water's been polluted, you can't drink from that. And now everybody has to go to the store and literally take all the water, and then there's no water bottles left, and then it's a whole entire problem. And then you can't shower with water, then you can't do anything with the water that you're paying for. If you are gonna tell me in the comment section, Abby, you know what, I trust the government. Okay, but I don't. And this is why I'm making this video, because I want people to be aware of what's happening. And I think this is the most critical time to be learning about herbs, learning about plant medicine, learning about how to take care of yourself, because I'm telling you, these people don't have your best interest at heart. Your best interest is not in the mind. It's not there. So please please take care of yourselves. Please start educating yourselves. I will let me know if you want more herbal content. I'm gonna compose a list of some of my favorite herbal books. I'm going to try to put some of my focus into doing some more herbal education on this channel, because this is not good. And I will put the articles below for this bill so you can read it yourself. Like, it's not just Abby feeding you something. No, I will put, you know, receipts on the description so you can read everything yourself. I just want you guys to be aware. I want you guys to be careful. This is not good. That's literally all I can say. It's not good. It's not. And it just makes me want to move out of this country 10 million times more. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for all of the love and support. Thank you for being here. Please share this video. Please, like, you know, bring awareness to it. Even if you just share the articles or something, like, people need to know what's going on. This is not good. Okay, this is not a good thing. Please get the word out there, because a lot of people will be impacted by this, and the fact that legal action will be taken on like small businesses and stuff like that. Like, it's just, please. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you on the next video. Have a blessed day.